All right, then let's get started. Yeah, thanks again for being here, everyone. And yeah, welcome to today's session, a deeper dive, mastering Marketing Cloud's flows, builders, personalization, and reporting. Super duper excited to be here today. And please go next, Erin. Yeah, I think you know the three of us by now. So this session is presented in 7 webinars. Excuse me, I'm presented by Erin, Françoise, and myself. You will hear from us at different stages. Erin and Françoise had the first couple of sessions. Today is me, and then you will hear one more time from each of us, followed by the Ask Me Anything session, the last session. Yeah. Before I get started, Marketing Cloud Encore is a new product, so please be aware that while it's rapidly evolving and it's awesome to see how quickly features are popping out, please ensure you make your buying decisions on features that's today available in the product. Okay, so then let's get started. Flow, so which is actually the heartbeat of Marketing Cloud Encore and engine for every one of for all the campaigns we basically are building. For those of you guys who might be on the call, have already been doing some flow work on the Salesforce admin side, maybe that's not so new, but I know for the marketing side of things from us marketers, it is quite new and it's super exciting, but can be exciting and daunting at the same time. And I'm going to try today and help a little bit to take that, yeah, daunting out of it a little bit. Okay. So let's get started. What is Flow actually? So for Marketing Cloud Encore, it's our engine for marketing execution and our lead nurturing. And we can build programs that engage prospects at every step of the customer journey. It is always launched from the campaign record in Marketing Cloud Encore. So for the folks on the call who have been account engagement users so far, essentially our engagement studio becomes our flow. And for those Marketing Cloud engagement users, our journey builder becomes our flow. You could go next. So what can we do? We can send communications like emails, SMS, or WhatsApp messages, depending on what you have enabled or what features you've bought for Marketing Cloud Growth. We can add wait steps for actions to take place, either like if an email was clicked, a form was submitted, or a specific amount of time, from minutes to months, which is exciting, wasn't always possible specifically for account engagement users. We can create and update records. So we can create any kind of object or update any kind of object inside Salesforce that we'd like. We're no longer limited there, specifically for account engagement previous users. We can customize the journeys using branching logic, sending them down different paths, based on engagement, based on wait time, based on different attributes. And we can test it as well. So there's a debugging for the flow, use the user path, and experiment to test the channels and content on every cadence. Yeah, the path experimenter is actually also there which can be used in Marketing Cloud Advanced. Then for the different flow types for Marketing Cloud Encore, we can, there's 2 different flow types. There's a segment triggered flow and the event triggered flow. So you can see here when you are on the campaign object and having the segment triggered flows I have highlighted in the lighter blue, which are on the campaign object. And then I've also have highlighted the event triggered flows in the darker blue. Yeah. So for segment triggered flows, when would we use it? We would be using that when sending emails, for example, or SMS or WhatsApp messages, for like automating our processes or nurturing our prospects and leads. And essentially, like, use cases here are for example, for a top of mind campaign or re-engagement campaign, if you want to like, build like keeping prospects in the loop, or even for our event invitations or webinar invitations. How are they launched? We are running them on a schedule for qualified data cloud segments. members, and they can be set to run once or run recurringly. For event-triggered flows, when do we want to use it? We want to use it for form submissions. You can actually see the full list on the screenshot on the right-hand side here, what event-triggered flows are available for. But it's like, yeah, for any kind of submissions or, for example, email opens or clicks, WhatsApp subscription, or yeah, you can see, excuse me, the full list in the picture as well. Then how are they launched? They are actually configured to be per event type in the background. And this type of flows, yeah, they're not essentially being used, and like once they're set up, they are running at the back without more user interaction in the front. When you build flows, so when you are going into Marketing Cloud on Core and you are going to the campaign tab and you're creating your new campaign, you're landing at that at the screen what I showed you before, where you can choose between event-triggered and segment-triggered flows. And once you've chosen one, you will be seeing the flow itself in the campaign interface, like the picture on the left-hand side. So you can actually do already lots of stuff from here before having to open the flow builder interface. Like we can set up a schedule from here already, segment schedule in this instance it is. We can create, either choose an existing segment, or we can choose, build a segment here now with available quick filters now too from the Spring 25 release. Like for example, all of your leads can be set as a quick filter. Then we can send an email message here, and you can choose already from your pre-built emails if you might have one, or you can click edit from here from the screen, which takes you to the email builder, and you can start editing your email. That's right. But now if you have more things you want to do apart from what's already being able in this interface, you can click on the open flow, and then we can go into the flow builder interface, which opens then on the right-hand side in the screen. Okay, so when you want to build a flow, the flow building blocks are elements and connectors. So the elements are, what you actually add to it. You can see here, for example, like sending an email or like a wait step. And the connectors are essentially the little plus signs in between. When you click on those, you can add more elements to it. Then you can, when you're opening the flow in the flow interface, this is what's going to look like in your on your screen. So there's three main blocks to this. So the canvas in the middle here is your working area where you can see all your elements, your connectors, and you actually build your flow. Then you have the button bar on the top where you can view your flow information, such as, and you can save the flow here, you can debug the flow here, and you can also activate it or like save as a new version if you have one active and you want to build on it. Then you also have your element properties on the far right, where you control the configuration of each element, which is, in this instance, it's like an email open here where you can see your label and you're choosing your email, and there are further steps I can show in the demo as well. What can we do in Flow? We can start, from the start element, the two different things for the segment triggered. We need to set the schedule when we want to run the flow. So that can be either be set to run once, or it can be set to run recurringly. And then also we choose the segment we want to use, which you can see on the far right screenshot in this instance. And here the segment can be then set to when you want it to be republished, either right with the activation of the flow, or when on the segment schedule date. If you choose segment schedule date, you want to make sure that you actually have set up a schedule, a published schedule for the segment. As you can see in my case here, I don't have that set. So make sure you have set that up. For the start, that's just the event trigger, which we saw before. For the event triggered flows, it's just the start, the trigger itself. So then what can we do in Flow, the interaction elements? We can send an email or a message. These are the blue steps in the Flow. Or like a WhatsApp message as well. That's essentially when that's enabled, when you've bought that in for your account. So you can choose that and then you add your email or SMS template or WhatsApp template into it. We can create consent requests. So that creates or updates a consent status for a chosen contact point, which is like the chosen contact point, the channel and communication subscription. There is also a bunch of other actions. So these, for example, the consent request is part of those actions that offers a range of triggered, that's probably a good place. Due to time constraint, I can't go into much detail, but it's quite interesting to check that out and have a look at those actions available. And then we can also launch a subflow. The subflows essentially can come in handy if you have like multiple, for example, event-triggered form flows with the same logic at the end. So you could essentially create one subflow which always lands and launch that from all your other flows, so you don't have to rebuild that logic into every single flow. Then some of the logic elements are the decision. So you can use a decision element to branch the flow based on record type or engagement. So essentially was that link clicked, for example, or are they a member of this campaign? And you can do different things. You can do the pass experiment, which can be used with Marketing Cloud Advanced, which Aaron will show when we run through Marketing Cloud Advanced session. There is a wait for amount of time, so wait from minutes to month before continuation. So the wait steps, I guess, are pretty self-explanatory. Wait until a specific date or wait until a specific event. Then we can also have the data elements. So here we can create records. So the first one creates or updates a record of your choice. You can, that's actually quite good. When you set that up, you can say at the same time to check for flow if a record of that, or for example, same email address already exists. So it rather updates the existing record than creating a new record. There is a get records element. That's quite handy if you want to query other objects in your flow. So with Flow, the great thing is we can actually query any single object from Salesforce and pull that in and query that. But we need the get records element to make sure the Flow knows about those records we want to query. Then we have update records. So that updates an existing record for, like as the name says, like we have an existing record we want to update with specific data. And we have delete records. So we delete a record, but that's, like a duplicate, for example, but be careful with that. That's a quite powerful element we can actually use. Okay, so I might pause here for a second, 30 seconds, if there's any specific questions I should address now, or otherwise I can keep going.
There are some questions about the WhatsApp and SMS feature availability in the demo arts. You have any idea, Claudia?
The SMS feature of WhatsApp in the demo aux being available?
In the PLC, yeah.
Yes. Oh, gosh. I believe they are. But yeah, not 100% sure.
Yeah, we can check and confirm on that.
Yeah.
And I think Francois and Erin are answering the questions. We can continue.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about builders and how to build a form and landing page in Marketing Cloud on Core before going into a demo, which I still need to find a way to share my screen. Yeah, so if you want to keep going. Okay, so creating and managing a form in Marketing Cloud on Core. So why use forms? You want to capture like the user info and create or update Salesforce records. Like you might use external forms on your website and the likes, but it's actually quite handy because Marketing Cloud Growth can also, Encore can also provide forms, and you can also put them onto your websites. You want to make sure that your domain is authenticated within Salesforce settings, and you can then iframe forms on your websites, but it's then quite handy. And you can also automatically, well, they are automatically linked to your landing pages, campaigns, and flows for automation. How do I create a form? So when you are essentially in your Marketing Cloud Encore on the Campaigns tab, and you are having created a campaign, and then you choose the sign-up form, event-triggered campaign template, it does automatically create a sign-up campaign for you, and it auto-generates a form and a flow for you. You can also go to the Content tab in Marketing Cloud Encore and then go via your CMS and say add a content and add a form. You can build it from there as well. You want to make sure that you add at least from a form component one input field and one button. And you want to, as an option, you can also map your data sources. So this comes in quite handy. You can map it to your lead object or to your contact object. It's actually quite handy, and I'll show you in a demo that it has your fields you have on those objects, and in a list available, you can easier drag on the canvas and to work with that. You want to set form submission actions. Essentially, what should happen after the submission? Should they be seeing a thank you content, or should they be redirected to a different URL, to a different landing page? You can set that as well. You can style your form by giving it, adding your brand to it. You've set up in your Marketing Cloud Encore, but also adding additional padding and making sure that it looks the way you'd like it to be. And then lastly, don't forget to publish your form and ensure it is connected to a flow and a campaign. Okay, so once we have the form, there is also a landing page where we can put the form onto. Why would we want to use landing pages? We can host content, collect leads, or promote marketing campaigns. We can then also include we can include forms to our landing pages, that they don't have to be there. Maybe you just want to create a thank you landing page where you don't need a form on it. They are SEO friendly, so you can add like a meta description. You can make it indexed for Google to be found online, and also add some additional head code to index it there for SEO. How do you create one? Similar to forms, you can also, they are launched from the Campaigns tab as well. Or you can go to Content, create a new content, and create a landing page. You can add layout images and headings from there, including a form optionally. In that case, you want to have created the form already. But lots of the great thing about Marketing Cloud Encore is actually like there's lots of stuff pre-built. Like if you just launch it, you can just go ahead straight away and don't need to build lots of stuff from scratch, which I think is an awesome time saver. Optimize it for SEO. Don't forget to preview and test it. You can check it on desktop or mobile views. And then you can add a vanity URL. Important to say there is, if you want to add a vanity URL, meaning that you are giving your landing page a shorter URL, which is easier to read instead of like the auto-generated one, you want to do that before you publish the landing page for the first time. Once it's published, you can't change that vanity URL any longer. I'll show that in a demo. And then lastly, you want to publish and activate the page and connect the flow. Okay, so now I would want to do a demo. What I might, no, it's a bit awkward, but I'm struggling to share my screen and I want to try something. So I might quickly go off mute. You might be able to to use that time briefly for some questions, and I tried my best to get it done because of the demo. Apologies for that. Is that okay?
Yes, JB made you, I think, a host.
Can you say that again, Gilda?
I think you made Claudia a host, so maybe that will help.
I will try that. Yes. Can you please try now, Claudia?
Yeah, it might also be because of my computer having some issues with the settings. That's why I might quickly try and get that fixed. Just I go
if you tell me what to do, Claudia, I can lead the demo if you wish.
If you want, if that's okay with you, Francois, like I'm so sorry that this is quite unexpected.
Sure. Do you want to try something before, or do we go right now?
Let's just Francois, let's just go into your screen, and if you want to demo it, that would be great.
Great. Okay.
Teamwork, I love it.
Thank you so much, Francois. I mean, I know you are.
You should be able to see my screen right now. Is that okay?
It's coming, yeah. And
yes,
now we see
we could see it. So perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to go to the Marketing Cloud app.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Clicking on the 9 dots for everyone in the audience, and then we want to go to the Campaigns tab. And then we want to go to the Marketing Cloud on Core Bootcamp. So I have already pre-built a campaign here. Once it's opening. So you can see here the campaign, and on the left-hand side, you can see that I have already created quite a few different flows to check that. So you want to scroll down, Francois, and go for me to show more.
You want me to show the first one?
Yeah, the one on the bottom, and when you click on show more,
okay.
Sign up, yeah. So here, this is the one where we have the sign up form and the landing page for the bootcamp actually. So when you click here on the edit, Marketing Cloud on Core Bootcamp form edit. So this is the nice thing about Marketing Cloud on Core. It does already pre-build a lot of stuff for you, and you can go straight from here to then edit your stuff. So now here's your form, and as you see the form here, it's actually like that pre-built. The only thing I added in was the bottom one where it says, yes, I would like to receive marketing communications. And that's an easy thing if you want to see on the left-hand side, for instance, if you click on the add data source so here you can see that we have added a data source, and I've connected the lead object to the form. What that did is when you want to save this again, Francois, and go out of this pop-up, on the left-hand side, you can see now that all my fields of the lead are actually already available in the drop-down, and I can choose from them. And if you scroll down on the left, Francois, there's a marketing opt-in field, which I've grabbed actually from my lead object, and I dragged it on the canvas. So if you want to just do that again thank you. So here you can see now it's here, and then on the right-hand side, we can change the label now to say it like, yes, I would like to receive marketing communications, for example. Thank you. And then if you go to the style one as well, you can then make sure you style it, and you scroll down to the layout, and you want to give it a bit of a padding on the top. So make it small to style the same. The other fields are styled. And then you can scroll back up, please, again to the text, and then change the label to custom, and then make the font size medium. Then it's actually the same. So this is how easy you can add in your fields and change your fields to it. And if you want to, for example, change the heading, you can just click in where it says the sign up for marketing. So you can just type directly in here, and you have the options here to, as you can see here for yourself, to change it around. And then on the left-hand side, once again, Francois, as you click the plus sign for me, here you can see what what objects we can add in. So the inputs, this is if you hadn't connected, for example, your objects for a data source, this is how you can grab fields, the different field types, and then style it and label it in a similar way what we showed you just before. You have the buttons, you have a list element. So the elements you see here, they are very similar when you build your emails, when you build your landing page, and when you build your forms. So I would highly recommend to you guys have a bit of a play, try it out. It's the easiest way to learn and to lose the feeling daunted by it or so is to actually start using it and trying it out. And play with it. On the right-hand side, you can see that the branding, which had been set up by Erin in our first section, has been added to this. So this can be also replaced if you have multiple brandings in your org, for example, which is handy. It takes the color styling on it. And then if you scroll a little bit further down for me, please, Francoise. You can see there's a flow and then also the form submission, which lets you then choose if you want to show like a thank you message or redirect to another page. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the form. Don't forget to save it always on the top and publish it if you want to use it. Don't need to do that right now, but yeah, just to that you've seen this. And you can also see that on the left-hand side in the view mode, you can actually also preview there whether you want to see it as a desktop or as a mobile view. Yeah, I think it's because of the flows associated with it, Francois, that's why it's fine. So that's about the form. If you want to open the landing page for me, Francois, please. So I just wanted to also show you that, how you would be, yeah, how you can edit or build that. If you want to edit it, please. So I really like those builders because all of them are very, very similar. So when you are, again, launching it from the campaign object, it already pre-builds also, it pre-builds a form for you. Also, it pre-builds a landing page for you. So it also already has a header image. It has some text on the left. It has a form there. So you can actually go ahead and then just swap it out. So what I did here, for example, with the image on the top, if you click on that and on the right-hand side, you can then say replace it. Yeah, there, and then that opens your CMS where you might have uploaded your other images. So you can replace it there with the image you would like to use, for example. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Francois. And then the text on the left. So this is just by dragging, where it says there the basics, it's just by dragging this in. You're dragging a heading in that says get started with Marketing Cloud. You're dragging your paragraph in where the text is on what Francois is showing right now. Exactly. You're dragging a list in if you want to do like what you learn, what I did there with the dots on the bottom. And then you can see here how you can, yeah, either like, yeah, delete it again, what he's doing right now, or move it around. So it's quite intuitive what you can do with it. I think one thing what might be nice to see is when you go down to the 3 speaker section, please, for me, Francois, in the canvas when you scroll down. So this like these are round images. So I really like this. This was super easy to actually style it like that. What Francois is showing here now, you can, when you put in an image border radius, make it custom and putting a value down here, it actually, if you set that back, the image border radius, Francois, to standard or what it was, like on the top. Yeah, so you can see here, like now it's square again, but you can yeah, change that here, which is quite handy, I feel, because there's no need to do it in Photoshop before and make it a round image and then trying to do that here. You can actually change that right in here. That's another thing I wanted to show. The section has been added in. If you want to maybe add in a section, Francois, to just show how easy that is. And you can change the different layouts, as you can see here, and then add in your different components like an image and a paragraph on the bottom to create a section like that. So yeah, this is essentially how that can be done. Again, once you are done with what you've built, make sure you save it. There's a view mode on the top where you can see desktop or mobile as well. And then if you could please go to the URL tab. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was just wanting to show desktop and the mobile over here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And one thing I wanted to stress, like if you please go to the URL tab for me, Francois, second one. So here you can see now the URL alias and the one underneath. So yeah, that's the public URL and the URL alias. So I've missed the boat here, giving this a catchy alias. That's why it's a long, long URL here. But if you want to give it a catchy URL, you can actually do that, but you need to make that before you publish the landing page. So that says URL alias, that would then become editable if you hadn't published it yet, and change it to a different one and then publish it. Because once you've published the landing page, you can't change that URL alias any longer. So you need to do that beforehand. Yeah. So that's about form building and landing page building. I wanted to show you the form triggered flow we've built at the back of that. So if you could go one further down for me, Francois. The sign up form. No, on the bottom, the bottom one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. And if you can on the right, top right now, go to open flow. Yeah, thank you. So with the launch of the flow, with the build of the campaign and the sign up form, a flow like this is built automatically. So Francois, if you go to the version where it says version 9 on the top, or say edit as a new version, or you can go to version 10, either way, that's fine. So you can see that version 9 was already active and we were using it, and version 10 now is in an edit mode again, which I wanted to show you some stuff around here. So the flow, which is pre-built if you are creating a sign-up trigger campaign, is like the starting point Francois is showing. Then that step, the create, that's just the form submission, absolutely, because of the form being the starting point of this flow. Then this is already this would come already pre-built. If you can open that one, create or update lead for me, Francois. So here you can see that will already come for you out of the box mapped if you are you're choosing the object in the lead here, and then it's choosing the fields of the lead, and it then maps the form fields, what Francois is showcasing here now, the value that you tell the flow what fields of the form should be added to the fields. And if you scroll down to the bottom, Francois, please, there you can take a turn on enable that you want to match search for matching records. So if the email is already, in this instance, if you have already a record with an email, then it should update the matching record and the most recently modified if you have duplicates. Then the next two steps I've actually added in for this purpose. So what I'm doing here is I want records which are coming through in this flow to be added to the bootcamp campaign. To do that, I need to tell the flow first with a get records element what campaign I'm after. So you can see here, I'm searching for the Salesforce campaign record, and then I'm searching for, I'm saying to the flow, hey, check on the name, which is Marketing Cloud Encore Bootcamp, and check on the ID so that it finds me the one campaign I'm after. You don't specifically need both. I've tested it, it works with name as well. There's two different ways how you can do this. And then we are saying here only the first record, because there should be only one campaign anyway for this, what we are after. And we are storing all the fields because we want the flow to have access to all the fields when we are going into further steps. Then the next one is creating the campaign member record. Now we are saying, okay, flow, a create element, we are creating a campaign member record, and then we are telling the flow to what campaign should we create this campaign member record. So the campaign ID is we have set here from the get record step, as Francois is showing you now, and placing the campaign ID. And then the lead ID to tell the flow what lead should actually be added as a campaign member, we are grabbing from the create or update lead step as a value. The campaign member status, I have hard-coded here to be registered. So this is how we can add them to the campaign. And then lastly, we want to make sure once they sign up that we can send them marketing communications. That's where we are setting here the consent status to opt in. We are mapping the contact point email address from the form field to it. The channel is email. And then we are choosing our marketing subscription, which is marketing in this instance, to ensure that we have a preference communication for that. Okay, so that's essentially how you can set up your sign-up flow. Make sure you save it, and you can also debug it. And then you can actually see, Francois, if you go back to the campaign, please, and you go to campaign members, up to the top, further to the top.
Oh.
Campaign members, further up it says, yeah, there. Yeah. So here you can see, because we had tested it and we had submitted a few leads, that they all became members of the campaign, what we had done before. So this is now the flow for the actually signing up. The other flow I wanted to show you is if we want to build an invitation flow, which is like the invite flow. If you can open that one for me, the first one, that one, yeah. So now we want to make sure that we are inviting our people to the bootcamp. So what I did here, I started off with saying new flow, and I'm saying building a message series flow. That's what I did, what Francois is showing now. And then I just went straight into it and customized it for my needs. But this is how, I just wanted to show you this once again, how easy it is, that it creates, pre-builds an email for you, and you just have to change it to the one you want to use it for. So if you can go to open flow for me here, Francois, please. Takes a little while.
Yeah, refresh the page.
Yeah, sometimes it's.
Yep, maybe I'll try to open it. Oh, is that the one? Oh,
No,
that
that's
the previous one.
Yeah, you can just otherwise just open another one and we do it on the fly.
Yeah. I try just one more time with this specific one. Okay, and I'll open the flow. See how it goes. Well, that one definitely does not open. Do you have another one I can show?
Just open the even open the last one. It's fine. The one you just created.
This is the one. This is the one I created.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. We do it on the fly, and people see how easy it is. Okay, so we just want to go. So here you can see on a second. You can see here if you just want to scroll slowly down. I just wanted to show you guys here when you that it pre-builds already. Like you can put the schedule from here. You can choose your segment from here. You can create. Yeah, thank you for choosing an existing one or having like the quick filters here. You can see. You can, and then it already pre-builds some emails with placeholder text, but here we can actually choose the existing emails we had built before already. It has a wait step pre-built for us. So without even having to open the flow interface, there's already lots of stuff you can configure from here. That's what I was wanting to show you guys. But if you could open the flow for me, Francois, please, from here. Okay, so this is now the flow interface with our pre-built flow. If you want to get started at the start element, and yeah, that's just to show where you can choose it, but we can leave that blank for now. But we can choose our segment. So you can search the segment there, like you can use the first one. So this was a pre-built segment we had built with, you can see it's active and available. Then if you go to the first email step here, and like that's a placeholder email which was automatically created. But for instance, if you scroll back up, please, and you can choose when you X out of the Marketing Cloud Encore email, that one, click on the X on the top to change it.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, sorry, no, go back in there. Just where it says email, where it says Marketing Cloud Encore Bootcamp, underneath select email to send. That one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that X. And then you can actually choose the one you might have already be pre-built. So you can see there's 2 published. There's Marketing Cloud Encore Bootcamp email 1 published. You want to choose that one? Yeah. So these, I had already pre-built those emails, and essentially where you can then, yeah, as Francois is showing you, preview, tested or edited if you wanted to do that. You can use a segment and then choose like a sample recipient for it. So yeah, that's how you can see and preview your email for that. Exactly. And if you want to get out of that again. And then what we essentially like to give you, to paint the picture, what I would like to show you is we want to see now here, we are sending them the first invitation to the sign up form. We want to know, have they clicked a link in that email to the sign up form, and have they registered? And if they have registered, fine. If they haven't registered, we want to send them as a follow-up invitation. So if you want to click on the plus sign, Francois, and then say wait until. Oh, sorry, wait for, no, wait until event. Do we have event? Yeah, sorry. And then you say email link click on the right-hand side. And then this one would be like, have they clicked? We can just label it, yeah. And then flow or action, we use number 1, the first one. And then the link, then this is a landing page, that one, the long link. And then on the bottom, we can give a time, how long we want to wait for that email to be clicked. And then we are saying that's fine, we can get out of that. And then we are saying for the resume path for emails, for the plus sign, here we are now adding in a decision element where we want to know if they have registered for our campaign, for the field in the form. Yeah, a decision element. And we are saying, have they registered for the label, or yeah. And the label is yes. And now we are using our data graph, like what you, from the last session, Francois introduced the data graph. It becomes a really important thing that you want to map properly, that you want to know what related objects you want to get access to. So Francois is showing here now, we are going down to the campaign member, and we are looking now campaign member status. Sorry, campaign member status. And we are saying is equals registered. So we can just type that in. And that's right. And then we can X out of this, Francois. Yeah, you can call that no. So now we are looking, have they registered? So, and we are saying for those who have registered, that's fine. We could essentially then maybe create a Salesforce task. We don't go into that. We don't have time for that now. But for the no right now, you can now send them another invite, like a reminder invite. And you can also grab that step from the bottom, Francois. Yeah, I'll send another email, and then just you would choose now the bootcamp email number 2 to put that in here, for example. On the bottom, you still choose the from name address and also like the communication subscription, and then you are ready to go. So then, yeah, this is just on the fly showing you guys how you can send an invite, have they registered, or have they clicked, have they registered, and send another reminder. Save it on the top, debug your flow, test it out, and yeah, and essentially this is about the demo so far. Yeah, how you create an invite campaign for the bootcamp and a sign up flow. If we could go back to the slides, that would be amazing. Gosh, thank you so much for helping me through this with the screen flow, with the screen not working.
Where are we in the slides?
At the personalization. A little bit further. There. Okay, so now I would like to talk a little bit more about personalization, how you can build and personalize your marketing content in Marketing Cloud on Core emails. So you have two different ways you can do that. We have dynamic content, where you can update, if you wish, also multiple email sections based on your user data. And we can add in merge fields. With the merge fields, again, the data graph becomes really important. Make sure you build out your data graph in a way that you link down to all the related objects you might want to need at some point, and also make sure that from those related objects, when you build the data graph, you make the fields available in the data graph you want to use. Then dynamic content and Salesforce personalization. So dynamic content, a few more words about this, works with three things. So the first one is a personalization point that defines what content can be personalized, like the subject line or the images or the content. There's an example down below here. I guess for hikers, there's the hiking pants, an image for that, or a button to click through to that, or content for that. And for runners, they would see running shorts for that. Then we have the decision. So that's how you basically call your variation in the end, whether what the hikers are going to see versus what the runners are going to see. And behind each personalization decision lives a targeting rule you're creating out, where you are choosing the attributes like the data points, which are valid for the ones who want to see hiking versus want to see running, where your data graph also again comes into play, where you want to choose from that, the targeting rules. Okay, in terms of creating dynamic content variations, so to start creating a new variation, you can go into the email editor from the campaigns or content tab. You select the component like the text, the image, or the subject line. Then you can, there's a top right, we go in a demo shortly, a new variation. You can give that a name. You define then your targeting rule, like your user behavior or your attributes. And then you also, and then lastly, you customize the content and the styling of that particular variation you want to do. The personalization points, every time you create a variation, it creates a personalization point. And you have the option to link other areas in your email to existing personalization point, or to reuse them, or to clone them and slightly change the targeting rules. This comes in like handy if you just don't want to build the targeting rules from scratch again every time, if you just want to slightly amend them, or if you want to link multiple sections in an email together to one personalization point. If in case a record can match multiple variations, there's an option to prioritize your variations. So you want to say which one they should be seeing first over other ones. And in case there is no data available, we also always have a default variation that is used if no rules are met. And at any point in time, you can also delete or edit your variations and modify your targeting rules. Linking personalization points, a few more words about that. You can see here in the picture that I've linked, for example, a piece of content in the middle, the Chicago time and place, and the subject line and pre-header with it. So you can link it so that multiple components share the same targeting rules. And that applies then to rules, to priorities, and variations. We have 25 personalization points we can create per email. So that helps staying within that limit, because if you link multiple ones, you don't need to create one personalization point per area. How it works, you create one personalization point, And if you want to link one, you could also click on variation for that particular content, like on the bottom or on the subject line. And upon clicking new variation, it offers you to choose an existing personalization point. So it inherits then the variations and targeting rules for that. A few words about merge fields and how they can be used is, yeah, you can insert your customer data into your emails, into your SMS and WhatsApp messages. You can pull data from the individual or even related objects via the data graph. Once again, I can't stress this enough. The data graph is your bread and butter if you want to access your data for your emails and for your decisioning in flows, for example. You can also create event-triggered messaging. In that case, we want to choose an event data source in an email. So for example, if a form was just submitted and we want to use that high first name from the flow submission, that needs to be linked to that data source of the form flow to be able to use that. And you can also create custom expressions in your Salesforce CMS if you have, for example, even rules which are across cross-object relevant rules displaying a merge field. You want to reuse them over and over. You can save that as a custom expression so you don't have to create it every single time from scratch in your email. Okay, with that, we have another demo. So Francois, thank you so much for being an awesome assistant. Can't thank you enough. If you want to go to the content tab, yeah, thank you. And in the yeah, thank you. And there should be an email I've labeled the Marketing Cloud for personalization where it says draft. Three further down, that one, yeah. So you're finding your email you want to work on and your content, and you then edit that. Okay, and now what we want to do is the middle one where it says, or start with that. So here we have the merge field. So you can see here we've used the first name attribute. We are also adding in a default text in case we don't have one. But maybe you want to just, if you want to just click there next to the first name once again, Francois, and just show how, now I just wanted to show the data graph, how they can actually pick the first name. No, if you want to go out of this and just open, like put the cursor somewhere and just pretend we're putting in the first name again. Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. I just wanted to show the data graph, like if you, but it's, yeah. It's fine. Let's just go to the dynamic, sorry, it's a bit, to the dynamic content. If you go to that, yeah. And now you can see on the right-hand side where you see click new variation on the top. And it should open a window. And here you can see now the personalization points. As you can see, we had already like a bit of a play with it. So there's already a few. But now we would be wanting to create a new one. So if you create new variation on the top right, Francois, and call this, for example, Munich, the Munich variation, giving it a name. Yeah, Munich or the München. Oh yeah, the city Munich. Thank you. And then we are putting down the conditions, and you say add condition. We're choosing now from the related attributes and the unified link individual. So this is all the data graph, and we want to go to contact point address, and we want to go country. And there now we want to put in equals is equal to, and then Germany. So here we are saying now everyone whose country is Germany, we want them to then see this variation. So here you can then go and click on save. And now you can see on the right-hand side, it has created a Munich variation. And then in the middle where it has the content, now we could say, we could change the where Swiss Hotel Munich. That's right. And if you now if you wanna click on it once again, if you click on if we wanted to create another variation, add another variation, then you would be saying new variation.
It's saving the email every time we're creating a new variation. That's why it takes some
That's why it
time.
takes a lot of time.
And this is the demo effect. There is an error there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll retry it.
Okay, but you can also see edit priorities. You might want to show that if it's having an issue, a demo issue.
Yeah.
And that's where you can edit the priorities. So we only have the Munich variation at the moment, but you can then have multiple variations here. And one more thing to show, if you want to link it, if you want to click, for example, on the subject line, Francois, if you wanted to link the subject line area to this variation, you can see, you want to go to the content tab and you see on the bottom, it says there already subject line at the moment. It's already because it was Munich already. But this is also where we can now, if you were to now, you can see now it's linked to the, yeah, it also has a Munich variation. Can you click on new variation here?
I may try.
If it likes that.
Well, there is an error saving the email, but we need the email to be saved to create a new variation. So maybe we should try on another email.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone gets the idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's also regarding time, but yeah, essentially that's how you create different dynamic content and personalization points in that email. I have a few more slides around reporting, and then yeah, we can go to the yeah, then might be any questions left. Okay, reporting. So reporting in Marketing Cloud and Core, again, awesome to say that there's also quite a number of dashboards and reports already built for us out of the box, which is great to see. General words on it, it's powered by Data Cloud and Tableau Next. It's available on the Marketing Performance tab and on Campaign Records. And also, like in the Analytics section, you can create the reports and the dashboards. Engagement metrics are also accessible on People Records and the Analytics page. So here on the right-hand side, I'm showing you engagement metrics which are currently available on the lead and contact records, where you can see the activity someone has done, as well as here's a calculated insight, which is like in this instance the score I have already gotten due to my engagement I had. And yeah, that can be added to, as we said, prospect, leads, and contacts, those viewpoints. If you want to go to the next slide, Francois. So a few more words, general, before I show you some details. There is the Marketing Performance Dashboard that can be accessed via the Marketing Performance tab. It provides a high-level overview of all campaign insights and trends to act on. Then we have the Campaign Performance Dashboard, which is located in Campaign Records and Insights, and detailed understanding of how a specific campaign is performing. And then we do have multiple reports and dashboards for email, for SMS, and for forms, which you can find under the Analytics tab, that measures such stuff like delivery rates, opens, clicks, conversions, and you can also create a report collection. So when you install Marketing Cloud and Core, all of these are being created out of the box, and we can have instant access to that with specific, and I'll show you a few screenshots. And then lastly, the engagement score and the details, which you just saw, which are visible in the lead and contact records. you can go to the next one, Francois. So this is this is how the overall marketing performance, the tab you can see there. These are demo orgs, that's why we don't have much data in there yet, but I wanted to show you where you can find it and what it can look like and the different options, how you can filter on it. And you can also scroll down and there will be more widgets to see. Just to give you, this is a bit, this is a campaign. So when you are creating your campaigns, you can see on the far left down where it says Insights. So that's available today, where you can click on and then it shows you the insights of your campaign performance, depending on the flows you've created there and the emails related to that campaign and the likes. So that's a nice tidy report there, or dashboard there. A bit more about campaign performance here as well, like a screenshot. I don't have much, as I said, data in those demo orgs. That's why we are doing this via screenshots. And then also, if you want to go further, Francois, the next screen. Here is an example of an email engagement, what it could look like, but it's pre-built for you, and you have the different filters on the top there, date ranges and campaigns, segments, email flow, as well as landing page engagement. The same also exists for forms engagement, as well as like SMS or WhatsApp. I don't have particular screenshots for that today. But yeah, that was the session for today. Thank you so much, everyone. And specific thanks to both Aaron and Francois for helping me with the screen sharing. And yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, if you want to have some questions. Please go ahead.
Yeah, let's start the Q&A now. I think we have our first question. Go ahead, Pooja.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hi there. Okay, so I want to understand, actually, I have a good experience on marketing cloud engagement and I'm about to learn the core. So I'm just trying to understand, so the core is beneficial for SMB leads or enterprise customers? Because if it is for just SMB focus, then if the data cloud is essential for it to have fully featured, then do you think it is cost effective having the data cloud and core for the SMB? Like, I'm just confused in that part exactly. Who might be the primary customers or who might be the suitable customer for core? Am I audible?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know, Gilder, if you want to take that question or.
Pooja, what we could do, I could send you my email address and we could discuss that on the side.
Okay.
Julie?
Hi, thank you. That was awesome today, Claudia. I really appreciate that. Can you do a quick screen share again of how you accessed all those reports? Like the campaign performance report, it looked like you might have modified the campaign page layout, or is that in the analytics tab? I'm just a little confused on how to set all that up or access it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can try to share this with you. Okay.
Thank you.
When you have the right permission set and you install all the data kits for marketing performance, then marketing performance is available here. So you just have a tab, a marketing performance tab, in which there may be not much data here because this is just an instance test, sorry, a test instance. So here you have all the information that Claudia showed you, and directly at the campaign level, if you open any campaign, you also have on the bottom left what's called Performance Insight there that you can click, and there you have the same information but specific to that campaign.
Oh, okay. It's cut off on our screen, so that's why it's the bottom left.
Yeah, it's just there.
There we go. Okay, so we don't have to set that up. It's already there. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Welcome.
Arzu?
Um, Hi, yeah, thank you for wonderful session. I I actually enjoyed everything that you showed. Just one question. For the landing pages, can you append any UTM parameters for users, like individual users, when they click on the link, or anything that you could do in the back end? Because I know I can do that from mscript within the email, but can we do something like that in here?
There is no predefined so far, like UTM tagging you can be adding to the landing pages at this stage.
Okay.
Might be it's probably on the roadmap. But it's not predefined as of now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Chandradeep?
Hey, hi. Thank you for the wonderful session, first of all. Yeah, I think I just want to extend Arzu's question there. So do we have like, okay, UTM parameters are not available, but do we have query string which we can pass? Like, for example, let's say I want to send email to leads, and then I already know like these leads are there. I don't want to enter them other information. I just want to maybe take some consent from there, or just ask them to fill the date when they want to attend a webinar or whatever. So is that facility available? I think we have this in Marketing Cloud, like account engagement.
It's not available yet. That's how that's as of the current features. But probably on the roadmap.
Okay, thank you.
Sandeep?
Can we access the MC on core like sandbox is already available?
Sandboxes? Do you mean like a demo org or like specific sandboxes?
Yeah, demo org.
Demo.
Yeah, demo org like.
You can, if you're a partner, you can get yourself a demo org or an SDO org via the partner learning portal. Yeah, if you're a Salesforce partner.
We are not actually. Is there any way if you are not a partner that we can access?
Not from my not as far as I know now. Like there's no DevOps available, publicly available.
Okay, even though if you are like the Sila is signed with the org and all.
Pardon? I didn't understand that question.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Thanks, Claudia. Thank you very much. Nice session.
You're welcome. Marley?
Thank you. This was a great session, a lot of good information. I am mostly coming from Marketing Cloud Engagement, and this might have been answered, but I didn't see it. Is there in the flow a way to set settings for like re-entry for recurring journeys?
You can set
Or
up
recurring flows, yeah.
Right. Yeah, there is options you can set up a recurring flow, and you can also you can also add exit rules. I haven't tested yet regarding re-entry.
Okay.
That would like how you can manipulate that, I guess, in terms of specific rules around that.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Natalie.
Yes, hi. Thank you for an amazing demo. My question is it going to like are business units supported? Like if there's multiple brands for the same company or something, and how would it deal with like the same concept of the sender authentication package? Is there something similar handled on Core?
Business units are also on the roadmap. I don't yet when what release they will be part of. I'm not sure whether someone Salesforce on the call who can comment on that. And then I'd say probably then the email authentication and the like setup would be probably similar to how it is today, but just for the different business units. But I don't know at this stage at what release business units will be released.
That's right. Thank you.
Sandeep? Do you have another question, or did you just not put your hand
Sorry,
down?
I missed to lower my hand. Sorry.
All good.
Thank you, Claudia. Thanks for covering all the questions and the great demo. And thanks, Francios, for covering that. And
Right.
Erin has been actively answering the questions. Thank you.
Oh, that was great teamwork. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Francois. Thank you, Erin. As you all can see, none of this is scripted, right? Everything that this team has been doing, they've put a lot of heart and soul, and everything is live. Technical issues happen, but what I love is the fact that everybody kind of picked up, shared screens, and we made it happen. So thank you again, team. Thank you again to everybody that joined. Thank you for all your amazing questions. I will take all these questions, put in a lovely clip document. And the reason also for doing that is because this team that's going to present during this 7-part series, it'll give them time to also go back and take a look at the questions and make sure for future sessions that either they address some or they start putting out content to continue to help the community and make sure that you all, every single one of you, is maximizing utilization of the platform. JB, those are my, oh, and Angelica has a question. Angelica was inspired by my thoughts.
Yeah, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thanks a lot. This was great. I just missed the 2 first sessions. Is there somewhere where I can watch them? Are they on YouTube, or where would they be available?
I'm going to share the link, Angelica. We have all the sessions uploaded to the YouTube.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you.
Everyone, if we don't have any questions, I think we can wrap it up. Make sure you register to the next sessions. I'm going to share the link for the next session as well in the chat window.
Awesome.
Thank you for the wonderful job, Claudia.
Just to emphasize, the next session is Let's Get Building. I think Francois is going to be giving you a deep dive. So get your pens and paper ready, get your laptops going. I think this is going to be an intense hands-on one.
Wonderful. Thanks, everyone, and we hope to see you again next Thursday.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.